What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Playoff Picks and Predictions Wildcard Weekend Edition. Wow, man. We're already through 18 weeks of the regular season, and now here we are. Playoff football. Most exciting time of, one of the most exciting times of the year for the sports world, obviously. And, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Regular season out the window. So here we go. Here we are, Saturday, January 14th, 2023. Seahawks at 49ers. San Fran is 10, over-under is 42.5. We all know that the Niners are probably what I think the NFC favorites. I just think they're just amazing right now. And Seattle got lucky to get in. Because the Packers folded as always. Rodgers, he seems to always need to win a game and will fail at that. 49ers will take this game. This game shouldn't even be relatively close. It should be like, I'm going to say 31-20, San Francisco. That's all I got. 31-20 San Fran. And, Then the other game on the Saturday, Chargers at Jaguars. The Chargers are 2, over-under is 47.5. I'm going to take the home team, the Jags, here in the playoffs. I just think that the Chargers are too inconsistent for me to pick. They're just too, they're in the league, they're like the number one team that's so inconsistent for me. They're just, one week they'll look amazing, and the next week they'll be, they're all right. Then, Herbert plays like shit. They're just the weirdest team. They've been that way for years. If this was in Chargers, I'd take the Chargers, but it's in Jacksonville, and the playoff home field advantage is huge. So, give me the Jags by a field goal at 23-20. Something's going to tell me this game might go into overtime again. I just think that remember the new overtime rules. The team, no matter what, the team gets to possess the ball. I think not if there's a pick six or a safety there right away. I think game over. That's what I think. Because I think it is. So let's say if the Jags or the Chargers or whatever team got the ball first, and Herbert to a pick six, but I think game's over, because why would they get another chance to go back on the field because the Jags already touched it? You know what I mean? So I think that's what that is. But give me the Jaguars. Here's the lock of the weekend right here. Sunday, Dolphins, Bills, 1 o'clock. Buffalo's 13.5, 43.5. 2 is out. That's why. But even if he was playing, I'd still take Buffalo by 2 touchdowns. But now I'm going to take him by 17. I'm going to take him 30-13. I think Miami's going to really struggle. They'll get a garbage time touchdown at the end of the game with 2 minutes left. It's going to be that type of game. Not the game that everybody would want to see. Don't get me wrong. Miami, they're a decent team, but they just need better defense. And obviously, I think Tua, I think you give him one more year because he's been banged up this year. One more year next year, and you say sayonara. So, give me Buffalo. Next game, we got the Giants at the Vikings. Sunday, 4:30 on Fox. Minnesota's 3, over-under is 48. And people are questioning me, why is the line only 3? Reason why? Because he beat the Giants by 3 back Christmas Eve. So I think they figure, it was a 3-point game, so give him the 3. But we would have been favoring this game no matter what. But the Giants shouldn't even be here. They just got lucky this year, to be honest. And us, we're fine. I know we had a negative 3-point differential, but I don't give a shit. The one guy I need to get involved more on my shirt, Thielen, for sure. He can't go in the playoffs going 3 for 25 and a touchdown. We can't have that shit. He's got to go, give him 6 for 75 and a touchdown. That's more productive. I don't want to hear this shit either. Here's the thing I don't want to hear. If we lose first round, right? Which is what's all right? I know we're going to win this game. I'm going to say 27-20 Vikings. Not a one-score game, but a 7-point win for Minnesota. But here's the shit I don't want to hear if you lose, because here's my question for people. I know nobody can answer it because I'm talking into a screen, but people are going to think about it. If the Eagles, their first game next week, let's say if they play Dallas, let's just say, if they lose to Dallas, number 1 seed at home, and they lose to Dallas, right? And if we lose this weekend, who's considered more of the frauds? The Eagles or the Vikings? Well, any fan with brain and sports knowledge would say the Eagles, because they're the number 1 seed, and they are supposedly, by this area's nonsense talk, they're the best team in football, which they're not. I still think Buffalo's better, Kansas City, and even San Fran, but whatever. So if the Eagles lost first round, we lost first round, that considers the Eagles more of the frauds, right? That seems about right. But, of course, people around here would say, oh, no, you are. You know what I mean? Because here's another thing for you. Going back to Seattle. People think I had a debate with some guy. He thinks Geno Smith's better than Kirk Cousins. I said he's not, but explain why. He's having a good year. I said Cousins isn't. And I said, second of all, Geno Smith hasn't done jack shit since before the series. He wasn't even thought. He was a backup, and people laughed at him. Now all of a sudden, people are riding him, and I'm like this. I'm like, Cousins is so much better. Like, if we played Seattle, we win. Like, Geno Smith is nothing, and the dude was an idiot. I forgot. It was some guy online, and he said he's an Eagles fan, and he said, Nick Foles is better than Tom Brady because he beat him in the Super Bowl. You know what I said to him? I said, are you serious, buddy? Look at the rings. Look at this. Nick Foles can't even stand on his 2 feet anymore. Every team sacks the shit out of him. He can't even hold Tom Brady's shoestring. I mean, come on, man. I mean, people are, dude, you know what that is? That's a typical Philadelphia fan that don't know shit besides Philadelphia. 75% of the Eagles fans don't know shit. I know people are probably saying, oh, look at this guy, he's hating again, but 75% of the fans don't know shit. And I'm not being out to be a dick or anything. I'm just saying in general, 75% of the fans don't know shit, just Philadelphia. That's all I got to say for that. And the Eagles and Phillies fans that don't watch throughout the year, all of a sudden they're starting to watch because their teams are in the postseason. But when in the regular season's mostly baseball, when the Phillies playing mid-May, how many non-true fans give a fuck? I mean, I'm just being real over here. How many of them really care? So that's where I'm gonna leave it off right there. That 75% of the Eagles fans and Phillies fans that are fans of the team don't know shit besides Philadelphia sports. That's all I'm gonna say. Back to the predictions. Okay, so Vikings are gonna win. They should. Then we got Ravens, Bengals. Cincinnati is 7, over-under is 41.5. The Ravens, they're saying he might play. So, but even if he does, I think he's going to be rusty as hell because he hasn't played in, a month, more than that. But I'll take Cincinnati. I'll take them by, and even the Bengals are better than the Eagles, too. I think that Cincinnati, if they play them, they destroy them. If we played them at home. So the Bengals, I'll take the Bengals by 2 touchdowns easily. What did I say last week? I forget what I say. 28-14 at first. And it was like 27-13, something like that. But this week I'll say 31-17. There you go, Cincinnati. And Monday night, Dallas at Tampa. Dallas is 2.5. I'll take Dallas, even though they looked like shit last week. I think it doesn't really matter, though, because they knew the Eagles were going to win, and it's so what? You know what I mean? Tampa, they're too inconsistent for me. So I'm going to take Dallas. I'll take them by a 6-point win at 26-20. I think it's a good Monday night game then the end of Super Wildcard weekend, I'll tell you that. I think it's the GOAT versus a great defense. Dallas is a good defense, but by looks I have it is Dallas going to be going to Philly. What a game that's going to be. I don't know who would win. I mean, you would think the Eagles would. You would think if they're so good, but we don't know. Um, and yeah, so give me Dallas. And that's it. That is it. So yeah, so I said my piece. My piece of that thing in there. What I'll do is, if people want to talk shit, if you lose or whatever, vice versa, I'll just pull that up. And the next time there's a debate, I'll just pull it up and be like, you know what? Listen to me speak, because it's true. It's not just me. It says that they're non-Eagles fans. It's thousands of people that I know that say it. Being sarcastic, not thousand. I'm just saying in general. A ton of people know that just Eagles fans, they only know Eagles. That's it. And Phillies fans only know Phillies. So that's all I got. And another thing, here's another example of it. Like the Nats this year, I know they're going to be top 3 worst team in baseball. I know. I'm not blind and deaf. So, and it's going to continue. Phillies fans are going to say Nationals suck. And I do know that right now. But you can't really say a rebuilding team sucks when they're rebuilding. It's not like a team that's supposed to be good and they underachieve. Oh, they suck. Like, for example, that's like Green Bay. Everybody thought, oh, they're going to be good. Packers sucked. Get the definition in baseball. Like this year is supposed to be the White Sox. They suck. Until they prove me wrong, they sucked. But it's whatever at this point. It's whatever. But anyways, yeah, man, just enjoy it. Like Troy Aikman said, it's the most fun week of playoffs, wild card. This is divisional round, because it's all weekend long. And I've seen AFC championship games are like 2 games. Super Bowl's 1 game in that weekend. So you look at these, you got games everywhere you look. So that's it. All right, everybody. I'll see you next week for divisional round picks and predictions. So hopefully the Vikings are playing in that. It'd probably have to go to the Niners, which would be a fun game to watch, but we'll see. As always, have a good week. Enjoy the games. And Skull Vikes. Who's going to have the best game out of these 4 on here? I'll rank them. I'll say JJ, Kirko, Dalvin, Thielen. So that's how we're going to have it. So, all right, everybody. See you next week.